Yeah, baby, you are. Hey guys, this is my, this is a dwarf sunflower. So this is my year for kind of experimentation with things that I've never really grown before. But I just planted one seed in my pot here and it came up and it was so beautiful. I have a couple pictures of it when it was in full bloom. The bloom doesn't last too long. I think in full with all the pretty yellow flowers, it was like a week and a half. And then the petals started falling off. But boy, when they're completely bloomed out, they're beautiful. Tony doesn't know it yet, but next year I want to have like a whole field of sunflowers. Now this is more of a dwarf one. I'd rather have the full ones, but they get up to like 6 and 7 feet. These are cute too. They're just not as big, not as pretty for pictures, but you can have them in your landscaping and stuff. So these seeds, I want to show you guys how you get to the seeds of a sunflower, which is really cool. So like I said, this is the first time I've ever grown any. I've seen this before, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off because it's pretty much done growing and what it's going to do for this year. So I'm going to try to harvest the seeds from it and just cut it off here. This is what it looks like. So let's come on over here and we're going to show you what this thing looks like with the seeds. All right, so watch this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And this is the pollen that you see all of the butterflies would get on, and the bees. I would come out and take pictures of it daily to see that. But then behind it, that's all of the sunflower seeds. So here we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to harvest these and see if they'll come up next year. Nature is just so freaking cool, you guys. I love it. I've also done some cilantro. I did do some cilantro. I grew my own seeds last year. So the cilantro seeds are also coriander. I can show you some of my cilantro. I've already harvested some of the seeds and used those for this year, but I've got a little more left over in the garden. So I can show you guys that as well. But look at that. I dropped a few of them on the ground, but that's okay. I don't need too many of them. We have another whole bag of sunflower seeds in there, but I just want to see if I can get these to grow next year. So pretty cool. Okay, so this is the cilantro. And I'll show you, I do grow some inside in pots to keep in because you just need a little bit. Ours is so strong, the natural cilantro, that you don't need but just a little couple snippets of it to put in your food and your dishes. But this is so easy to grow. I mean, it grows very well for me. And you just, to get the seeds off, you just let it die till it looks like this. It still has the root on it because I just went and pulled it out of the ground. And then all you do is I just flick the seeds off and you will have plenty. I have 4 or 5 plants over there, and all I need is the seeds from one. And if they fall, the seeds fall off, and some of them do, then you'll get some natural growth the next year. So you can just go through and they just pop right off. Make sure you just let your plant die naturally. And I can still smell the cilantro because it's so strong. This still has the smell of it. Isn't that crazy? And so again, these seeds, this is coriander. You can use that as a spice as well. You can just crush that up. I don't use coriander very much, so I don't have a recommendation for that. I'm sure it's good. I love cilantro. We use it in a lot of Spanish and Mexican dishes. We make that a lot around the house. But that is way more seeds than I need for next year. But there we go. So I have my seeds for my harvest and growth for next year. So I'll just put those in a paper bag and keep them in a cool, dry place. And I'll be glad to get those out and have some nice, fresh, oops, fly was getting me. Get some for next year. Oh, hey, there's a spider on there. See the spider? We'll get him out of there. Get out of there. And then so next year we'll have some nice organic cilantro. The bugs do not tend to get on the cilantro and do any damage. I think it has such a strong, pungent scent to it that it keeps everything away. But as you can see, the spiders probably don't mind, but it's already dead, so it doesn't have quite as strong a smell. Just dropped a few on the ground. Oh well. Like I said, I have plenty, and I have 4 more plants over there besides this one. So if you guys are interested in gardening, you don't have to have a lot of space to do some things. You can grow them in pots. I have done that as well. So get out there and try some cool stuff. The herbs seem to grow really good for me, and like I said, you don't need a big spot for those. You can just plant them in a pot and go from there. I did have basil last year, which was delicious. I didn't end up keeping any seeds from that though. I just so far mainly just the cilantro that I've tried, and I'm going to try the sunflower as well. So well, there you go. Okay, this is my windowsill cilantro. I have it going. As you can see, I've already picked off a few pieces for a dish, and it just grows back a little bit. As long as you keep it from getting to the seeding point, it'll eventually get there. But this is like the 2nd or 3rd round of cilantro that I've grown. So once it gets, you know, about this big, once it gets about this big, then I go ahead and cut it and harvest it, and then I plant new seeds. All right, and I want to show you guys this. I have had this in my refrigerator for a couple of weeks. Get out of the way. So this is cilantro. Oh, hang on, I gotta get the bag undone. So just have it in a milk jug with some filtered water. And look, this has literally been in here 2.5 weeks. Well, look how fresh that is. So this is the cilantro that's come out of my garden. And I actually used it last night. We made hard shell tacos, beef tacos, and they were delicious. Add a little cilantro. It's really good on chicken. I love it on chicken. We also put it in Spanish rice. But yeah, so that's how I keep it fresh. Looks like it's still doing good. I'm hoping it'll last a couple more weeks. Maybe I can get a month's worth out of it. And I also considered drying it out and adding it to an herb bottle, but I never got around to that point. I just wanted to cut it and use it fresh for the rest of the summer. If I get some more come up, I might decide to go ahead and harvest it that way.